And so, what you are going to need to make this work, minus the mouse, get out of the way, you need a small vise, a drill bit of a size. What the hell size is this? It does not say on it. That's okay. We can find out. We have the technologies. Technology. A thingy. I don't know what it's called. Some people call it a caliper. I thought calipers were what held your brakes onto your car. Other people call it a micrometer. I call it a measuring thingy. I'm very technical. It is 0.390 inches. So what's that, like? I don't know. It's a size. How about millimeters? Let's do, non-retard units. 9.9. So let's call it 10 mil. So in non-retard units, it's 10 millimeters. In retard units, it's like 0.390. I think it measures it in thousandths of an inch or something. You need channel locks, vice grips, Swedish nut fucker, as Ave calls it. I can't think of the proper name for the thing. A tap set. This is a very basic tap set. I picked it up on sale for $10. Move all that randomness out of the way. For the burner itself, you need 1/2 inch by, well, it's about 8 inches long. 1/8 inch by 3-ish inches long. An end cap for your 1/8 inch pipe. A 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch adapter. A 1 1/4 inch to 3/4 inch adapter. A 3/4 inch to 2 inch adapter. And 2 of these 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch bushings. All of these parts, $15. The other assembly, what brings the angry fire fluid from the tank, it's not horribly necessary. I have it as a safety thing, and you'll understand why when I show it. Well, right now. But, emergency shutoff. Very good idea to have. If you don't have emergency shutoff and there's an emergency, you're kind of fucked. You're screwed. Screwed, blued, and tattooed. Uh-oh, battery's dying. Hang on. So, as some of you may already be aware, I've shared pictures of this thing. This is my existing burner for my forge, and I'm not exactly happy with it. Does it work? Yes. Does it work well? You be the judge. So that there is exceptionally low burnination mode. It does make pretty blue flame. It's got a very slight cone. Apologize for the shakiness. I do not have a tripod, and I can increase its burnination. Quite a bit. Oops. That ain't good. And this is why we have an emergency shutoff right next to where it makes fire. So, how to begin? Well, first off, let's see if I can mount the camera somewhere. Here. You can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, that's good. And get my chair to cooperate with me. 3/4 inch, or take one of your bushings, connect it to your 2-inch peep, and seeing as I don't have anything that's big enough to fit on 2-inch peep, I'm just going to clamp it into the vise and turn the fuck out of it. Yeah, that's good enough. Second thing, I need to drill a hole in this so that this can go through it. That's what the giant drill bit is for. So, this is actually the biggest drill bit that will fit in my drill. So if I needed to drill any bigger holes, I suppose I could use a stepper drill bit thing. Drill bit? Stepper drill bit? I don't know what it's called. I don't know tools. People call me a tool, but I don't know much about tools. Oh, still wobbly. Nope, nope, hey, you bastard. I want that tighter. I use the smallest hammer I currently own. I want to make that a bit tighter too. Yeah, okay. Most people would recommend that I drill a pilot hole first. Might not be a bad idea. I've never been known for the best ideas. That drill bit's not actually long enough to do that, but you know what? Let's go for broke. It's not rocket science, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's not working out exactly as I had hoped. It's actually pushing the thing out of the thing. Ow! Good thing I'm wearing steel-toed boots. Okay, so you know how I said that the first thing you want to do is tighten that bushing in? Forget that, I lied. I'm not sure my vise is going to be big enough for this project, but... Haha! I'm having slight successes. Slight success is better than no success. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Slight success is better than no success. And yes, I am well aware that one should not be using galvanized for making something that you're essentially going to light on fire, but I'm planning on giving it a decent length cooking period after I get it built before I actually use it, and I'm going to be using it in a pretty well ventilated space. I mean, outside is about as ventilated as it can get, right? So I'm not horribly worried about dying. I haven't found anything yet that's killed me, so, you know, at worst, it might make you horribly, horribly sick. At worst. So, here's hoping. In case anybody's wondering why I'm going so slow, somebody told me in Discord once that when you're cutting metal or drilling metal, the trick is to go slow as opposed to fast. I'm not sure what that's supposed to do, but the guy probably knows what he's talking about, more so than I do. I don't know if it has to do with longevity of bits or whatever, but, you know, but for whatever reason, I'm going to take his advice. That's not good. Oh! Is that what it was? I thought it was stuck, but it wasn't. It was actually almost all the way through. And now I just need to carry that hole through to the other side. Well, that'd be fun. Round 2. My drill does not smell like it's enjoying this. The drill does not smell like it's enjoying this at all. The noise changed. I wonder, does that mean I'm almost through? Or, well, that I am through. Not quite. Damn your hormones! Apparently it wants to rip itself out of my hands. And out of the vise. Okay. Oh no, the biggest drill that I have is not quite big enough for the thingy. There are two ways that I can think of that I could fix this. One's slightly more destructive than the other. And I like destructive, don't I, dear? See, my wife agrees with me. One's also louder than the other, so anything to irritate my neighbors. This is actually working surprisingly well. One warning, if you're going to do this, you may want to not hit your hands. It may also be a good idea to not smack the ever-living crap out of the thing that you need to be precise. Because now that I've got it through, I have no idea if the end caps or anything are going to fit on it. So yeah, don't do that. So, apparently hammering on the thing wasn't a great idea. This is what it looked like before the hammering. And this is what it looked like after the hammering. Plan B. Plan B is not going so well. Okay, I think the holes need to be ever so slightly embiggened. There you go. Uh-huh. Slight embiggening of holes. Might help if I plugged it in. It leaves. Perfect. That's all I needed. all I needed. So that will be going there. Perfect. Now I just need a marker. Or a long pointy thing. A long pointy thing would work. Long pointy thing. Good. The purpose of that is to make an indicator of where the center line is once this is actually in place. I need to lightly tap this out of here. Oh, wait, there we go. Yeah, not that you can see it, but just in front of my thumbnail here, there's a very tiny scribble. Back to the smallest hammer I currently own. Keep telling the wife that I need to get some more hammers. She, of course, keeps saying, "Vic, you have enough tools." And then I talk about building a new forge / foundry, and she goes, "Oh, that sounds cool." But like, honey, I'd have to buy more tools for that. That's okay. Those are useful tools. You can make stuff with a foundry. I can't make stuff with other things, apparently. Thank you to somebody on the Discord for this idea. I had a broken drill bit and I needed a center punch. They told me to sharpen the tip of the drill bit. So I did, and it seems to have worked well. We'll see how well it works when I drill my pilot hole. That one. Pilot hole. Okay. Pilot hole is drilled. That one can go in there. I don't need that one anymore. Well, that was fast. there's one thing that I forgot to mention in the layout of parts. One of these little tiny things. This is a MIG tip. The orifice size on it is 0.035. And I do believe that that's in thousandths of an inch. But don't quote me on that. If somebody knows, let me know down in the comments. I've never actually used the tap before, so I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. All I can tell you is this is a crappy $10 tap set that I bought. Essentially for this project. And I don't think it's actually working. Because the tip won't screw in. I don't think it actually tapped anything. I really don't. Well, it seems like it might be doing something. No. I could try once more, I guess. See, the problem is the tap is tapered. I'm trying to tap a hole in a thing that's 1/8 of an inch inner diameter. Well, that didn't work. I think the problem is this taper on the end of the tap. It's designed in such a way that it assists in getting into a hole, but it's just a little bit too tapered. So what do I do when I don't have the tool for the job? I make modifications. It's tools that I already have. Once I find the right bit. Yep. To hell with it. Instead of the tiny one, use the bigger one. More power. I like more power. More power is better. Okay. That might work. That might work quite well, actually. Then again, I thought that about the first thing, too. That didn't work for shit. So, I'm going to reserve judgment until I actually try it. Right. I keep forgetting. Electricals need electricalness. Not even hot. Let go. Round. What? 2? Two and a half. As you can see, I just cut the tip off. I don't know if it's going to help, but I paid $10 for the tap set. I'm not really sure if I care if I destroy it. Of course, can you really consider destroying it if it works better? Well, so much for that. Garbage. Absolute garbage. It tapped in so far, and then it stripped it. I don't even have to turn the MIG tip. I can just wiggle it, and it just pops right in. So, plan C, I guess, now, is I'm gonna put that in there. Let's see. Oh, beautiful. That's actually going to work out. Ha! Should have just done that in the first place. Jeez. Alrighty. While we wait for the 5-minute epoxy to dry, might as well go ahead and connect some of these other components together. We like to use channel locks and adjustable for said purpose. Pretty straightforward. Take your bushings, one on either end of your nipple. I have no idea why these are called nipples, but for some reason, any length of pipe that has threads on both ends, for some reason they call it a nipple. Don't know why. Quite whimsical, I guess. I don't bother using any tape or anything on these because, in all honesty, this is not a pressurized system, so the actual tightness of it doesn't really matter all that much. Stay. I'm not gonna stay. 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 Nope. The tightness of it doesn't matter over much. I'm essentially just tightening these down for posterity reasons. There's no real reason for it. I'm just doing it. Mainly so it doesn't fall apart. Yeah, good enough. So that's the main part of the burner, or the bottom part of the burner. As you can see, I've got the MIG tip. I forgot what it was called there for a second. It's mounted once it's finished drying. Curing? Yeah, I guess epoxy cures, it doesn't dry. I'll be attaching that to one end, which I guess I could theoretically do right now. And then it's a matter of just adjusting. Yeah, that looks pretty centered. Down through there. Yep, that's good. And now I'm going to be putting some more 5-minute epoxy around the holes here. Ignore that. I had a misdrill. So I'll put some more 5-minute epoxy here and here to hold everything together. Once I remember where I put it. Aha, found it. It's always a good idea to mix your 5-minute epoxy together on something that you can easily dispose of. I have a lot of random things sitting around. I'm sure you guys do as well. Yes, Jojo. Anyone wondering, that squeak was my parrot. He's over there, playing away. He's a rescue parrot. The people that had him before we got him kept him locked away in a cage for the better part of 12 years. Since we've had him, he's let a lot of his feathers grow back. He had no feathers at all when we got him, except for on his head. No wing feathers, no tail feathers. He can fly now, but he's still in the habit of picking, so he picks the feathers off of his belly. But he's much happier. Much happier birdie. Just want to mix your epoxy really well before you apply it, and scrape the sides of your container, make sure you've got it all. this little stick that I'm using is actually, if you ever get those little packs of crackers and cheese, my wife absolutely loves them. She likes having them to take with her in her lunches for work. So I get her to save the sticks and bring them to me. It works really well for stuff like this. This epoxy isn't for sealing the holes, because it doesn't really matter. What it really is for, in my case, is I'm essentially just using it to hold everything in place. So I've got both ends epoxied, and now just set that aside and wait for it to dry. And yeah. You know what, on second thought, this hole here is bothering me. Probably more than it should, but it's bothering me. So I'm going to do something about it. What am I going to do about it, you might ask? I'm going to fill it with epoxy. Will it work? Eh, theoretically. Yeah, good enough. I'm going to fill that little hole with epoxy. I've got lots of it. Might as well use it. And this is a convenient thing to do with it. Mix. The electrical tape seals the hole from the backside. The epoxy is going to basically fill the hole, and when it cures, no more hole. That's the theory, anyway. I'm not planning on putting anything, attaching anything to the top of this, so it doesn't really matter. Not sure if you can actually see in there. If you look down in there, you can kind of tell that the hole has been filled with epoxy. And now I leave it there and let it cure. Moment of truth. Perfect. A perfectly sealed hole. Most excellent. Now, that would help if I put that on there the right way, wouldn't it? So, I have a slightly smaller nozzle to put on this in case this one doesn't work. Just in case this one doesn't work as well as I would like. Essentially, that's the completed burner. Now, this shutoff is not entirely necessary. You could at this point just take one of these quick release. Well, this is the way that I've set mine up. I have a quick release here, which attaches to my propane line, which apparently I forgot to turn off. So there's that. And this was for the other burner that I had made. And this is just ball valve, gas rated, and then the appropriate fittings. I don't really think. Well, it's useful to have. So there it is. Complete. Now for the fun part. Now I get to make fire. So we'll go ahead and mount that. Propane connected. Okay. Not bad. I want to try it with the other nozzle on it though. Okay, so new and improved burner with a slightly smaller nozzle. I can go extremely, extremely low with it. Yeah, I'd call that an improvement over the first one. can get a lot hotter, but I think I need to add forced air to it for that.